While the outgoing SuperSix EVO was great to ride, it wasn't perfect. But the replacement, well, that's a different matter. This is the fourth generation of the popular race bike first launched in 2011. It's lighter, it's faster, and in the look department, it definitely matches the Specialized Tarmac and Pinarello Dogma. So I'm in Girona, Spain, to ride for the first time and see how it performs. But first, let's see what changed over the old model.
Because this bike has been the worst kept secret this year, one of the big questions and speculations was around LAB71 and what on earth it was. Was it custom paint? Was it something else? What it is a new top tier offering, and you can think of it as a new version of the old black ink they had probably going back 10 years now. So really a premium offering with the lightest carbon frame and the best components. But they really pulled out the stops with the paint jobs. This one in particular looks amazing. So a really nice move from Cannondale. I think they've done a cracking job personally, but let me know what you think by leaving a comment down below. Some of the big changes include the move from a press fit bottom bracket to a BSA threaded bottom bracket. So a good move if you're not a fan of press fit. The other big change is that they totally revamped the internal cable routing on the stem and handlebar. The old system wasn't the best in the world, but this is a big improvement. They developed a brand new stereo tube, a delta shaped, and used a kind of Kevlar type material to reinforce it to make sure it's strong. And that allows space for the cables and hoses to go either side of that stereo tube and into the frame. You can use a two-piece handlebar and stem as we have on this bike, or their brand new one-piece carbon fiber handlebar and stem developed with Momo Designs, a automotive company.
The big performance goal for the new bike was to try and match the drag of an aero platform and make it as light as possible. In its own testing, it's more aero than the old SuperSix EVO, and the gap to its own System 6 aero bike has been narrowed. It's also claimed in its own testing, which we have to take at face value, that the new bike is more aero than the Specialized Tarmac SL7 and Trek and Monza SLR.
And on the weight front, well, there's now 3 tiers of carbon frame with a new LAB71 using a brand new carbon fiber layup with a claimed 770 gram frame weight. And that means for a top end build, a 6.8 kilogram bike weight out of the box. That claimed 6.8 kilogram complete bike weight compares well to both the System 6, which is 7.7 kilos, and the Gen 3 Evo, which was 7.4 kilograms. So big weight reduction for a bike of this category. A bike designed to be a good all-rounder, good in the mountains, good on the flats, on the cobbles, everywhere a bike is raced in the world tour. And of course, out here in the real world, where most of us ride these bikes for fun and enjoyment. But what hasn't changed is the geometry, which is a good thing because the Evo had great handling. We have the same stiffness in the bottom bracket and head tube area, and the same vertical compliance in the seat tube and seat post. And if you're wondering what happened to SmartSense, the radar and light and battery system launched on the Synapse, the Evo doesn't come with it, but it is compatible. You can fit the battery to the bottom cage here and wire the radar and the lights into the frame if you want, but it's not supplied as an option on this bike, probably much to your relief at home. There are some other really nice details on this bike, like the compartment in the down tube for the Shimano Di2 battery to slide into, which allows for easier packaging of the bike and means when you're going traveling, take the seat post out, the battery doesn't fall out, and allows this whole area to be a lot slimmer as well. And this is one of the few bikes you can actually fit a mechanical group set to and an older electronic group set. There's a plate, a blanking plate in the down tube for the junction box and an older Di2 group set. Many new top-end flagship aero bikes you can't fit a mechanical group set to, so that's a nice move. And we also have the same tyre clearance, 34 millimeters as the old bike. So a race bike, you can fit some nice chunky tyre for smooth road comfort or light gravel and dirt. It's a fantastic option on their bike. They've also designed some brand new water bottles and cages, and as you can see, they look a bit distinctive, and that's because they have flat sides. So basically taking the size of a round bottle, kept the round top nozzle and a new cage, And I used them on a ride today, and they do stay in place, and they're really easy to get out. You basically pull it out like so, and then put it back. And I found it as easy to use as a normal round bottle. And you can still use a normal round bottle in the cage as well. So a nice detail for your marginal gains. And these come on the LAB71 and the high mod frames. Another nice detail is how they smoothed off and closed the through axle opening there. So a nice smooth fork tip there. Looks really good.
Before we go for a ride and see how a new bike performs, let's look at what the new Evo will cost you to buy. Prices start at a rather punchy £6,250 here in the UK for a base carbon Ultegra Di2 specification. A high mod bike will cost you over £8,000, while the range-topping LAB71 is a mighty £12,500.
The result of all the changes is pretty staggering on the road. Oh, is it fast? Is it ever? It feels more like a fully fledged aero race bike, like a Trek Madone or Canyon Air Road. But on the climbs, you've got to get up and go, and the speed to keep pace with anything like a Trek Monda SLR or Giant TCR. A climbing bike that is now fast on the hills, but also fast on the flats. The Goldilocks bike, you might say. Maybe it's a smooth Spanish roads, the nice weather, or the pros we're chasing. But this bike has really impressed me with a speed that seems to come easily, even with me on it. And it delivers that speed with the usual smoothness and composure that Evo has always been held in such high regard for. You don't have to be a pro to appreciate the benefits this bike offers. Just so quick, everywhere. And the refinement in the ride quality is just fantastic. Now, admittedly, the roads out here in Girona are pretty smooth, and that helps. But the smoothness and the comforts is fantastic for a race bike to be so smooth.
And it makes you wonder why anybody would choose the old System 6 over this brand new Evo. Sure, on paper, the old bike is more aero, but at 7.4 kilograms, it's also a lot heavier. If truth be told though, I'd love for a new Evo to have been even lighter than it currently is. Because, while impressive, an S-Work tarmac comes in at 6.7 kilos, and a brand new Giant Propel, a fully fledged aero bike, is 6.9 kilograms. So yes, the new Evo is a big improvement over the old bike, but competition for the bragging rights of the lightest and fastest race bikes in the world right now is tight. But based on first impressions, the new Evo does deserve to sit at the top table and be on your shortlist this year.
And well, Girona, what a place. Lives up to the hype. A lovely city, loads of history and culture, great food, and amazing riding a few miles out of town. Fantastic climbs, not too steep or savage. Quiet roads as well. The motorists are friendly for the most part. Road surface quality good, nice and smooth. The weather's good, not toasty warm in the morning. The first few miles they're pretty chilly, but now the sun's out, feels good. So there we go. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. First ride on a brand new Evo. Let me know what you think down below by leaving a comment. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below.